started to join our session, so welcome. We will be giving everyone a couple of minutes just to get some of your future classmates also joining. So welcome once again. If some of you have your mics up there, you have to be muted, that'll be great. Um, and we're very excited that you're here. Now, um, I really hope that you're as excited as I am to have all of you here for this wonderful opportunity. So thank you for joining us today. My name is Joel, and I will be serving as your moderator today. Now, before I go into a little more formal introductions per se, I just want to give maybe a minute or so to some of your future classmates again to
Go over there and make it good.
but while we're in the room, because I know the chat room, it's already enabled for you to join in. Why don't you do me a favor? Tell me where you're from. I see that we have Brooklyn and Jillian, Amanda, Tanya. So maybe in the chat, just maybe share the city that you're from, or maybe the state, because we've done our homework and we know that we have some of you joining us from New York, some other students that are joining us as local as Jupiter in Florida. So we have Stuart. Awesome. Brooklyn Evans and Stuart, not too far from our campus. Coconut Creek, Palm Beach, Weston. Zoe, San Augustine. What a beautiful city. I see some out of states. All right, let's see out of state. I see Maryland. Welcome. Caitlin, joining from Ponte Verde. Awesome. Jacksonville. Emily, I love your name. Emily, with a lot of M's and I's and L's. West Palm, Jillian, coming from Miami. I hope you're well. And Ruben from Plantation. So once again, welcome. I see if you hear me saying welcome many times, it's because you're still coming in. So we're very, very excited that you're joining us today. So where else? We have Tampa. Hi, Kyle. Welcome to the session. All righty. So I want to be mindful of time, and I would like to officially welcome you to the Wilkes Honors College live session of Meet the Dean. In my opinion, quite a treat. So you'll be hearing from Dr. Steganga. You'll be hearing from Dr. Maldonado. I won't spoil them for them, so I won't go into too much detail as far as the introduction is concerned. But as a more formal introduction of myself, as I mentioned before, my name is Joel. I recognize some of your names, so I know I've had an opportunity of meeting some of you on campus. And for those of you that haven't had an opportunity to join us, a couple of things. Hopefully, this provides a platform for you to ask a lot of questions. But similarly, we have another session on Friday, and you'll hear me mention that a few times here and there. But this session, of course, we want to make sure that you have time to hear from the dean himself and also ask some questions. So on that note, once again, I'll be in the background, and I just realized I didn't say what I do for FAU, right? So I serve as Director of Admissions and Enrollment for the Wilkes Honors College. So congratulations to so many of you admitted students. I am very much looking forward to seeing all of you on campus in just a few months. So I'll be in the background moderating the chat. The focus, of course, of this session will be academics at the Honors College. So a lot of your questions, I'm really looking forward to seeing what those are, because you are hearing from the source. And this is very important. The chat will remain open, so don't wait until the Q&A portion of our time together to ask questions. Again, we'll be in the background collecting those questions, and we'll make sure that if those are not addressed during the session, that you have an opportunity to hear from Dr. Steganga and Dr. Maldonado. So at this point, I will pass it on to them, and I will let them do an introduction. And I think we have a group, and again, some of you will continue to join. So welcome and enjoy the session.
Thank you, Joel. Welcome, everybody. My name is Tim Steginga. I serve as the interim dean, and I'm one of the faculty members who helped to found this college, and I'm thrilled to be celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. We're going to spend about 20 minutes giving you some information on the college, and then we're going to answer any questions you may have after that. So to keep things orderly, like Joelle said, let's just keep your mics and your cameras off for now. And then at the end, you can send in those chat questions as we're talking. And then when we're done, we can answer those. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a political scientist by training. Before I came here to the Honors College, I taught at Davidson College and Colby College. So I know the private liberal arts college world pretty well. But I also went to UNC Chapel Hill as a graduate student, and I taught at UMass. So I also know the big university world. And I love the Honors College in particular because it brings us the best of both. I'm going to let Monica tell you a little bit about herself and introduce herself too, and then we'll go through this presentation quickly.
Hello, everybody. My name is Monica Maldonado. I am a neuroscientist by training, but here at the Honors College, I'm a director of co-curricular activities and research. I really enjoy helping our students here at the Honors College finding research opportunities, finding internships, but I'm really happy to be able to speak to you guys today and introduce to you what a unique place the Wilkes Honors College is.
Thank you, Monica. And one of the things that makes us unique is that we were one of the only freestanding honors colleges to be built from the ground up with our own interdisciplinary curriculum. We run all of our classes at the honors level, and our faculty is designated 100% to the college. I think most of you know this by now, but we're 40 miles north of the Boca Raton campus for the rest of FAU in Jupiter, Florida, here on the John D. MacArthur campus. And this campus is a pretty special place. We are home to FAU's Brain Institute, Scripps, Florida, and the Max Planck Research Institute. So this puts us really at the hub of South Florida's research community. Not only that, just this past year, we were named one of the top rated public honors colleges in the country. There was a comprehensive study of 50 honors colleges, and ours was rated in the top tier. Why is that? It's because, again, we offer more of our classes at the fully honors level than other programs do. We have our own designated honors faculty, 41 full-time faculty members. Our completion rate is very high, and our classes are small. And our faculty here are going to be your academic advisors. Our students here do pursue a full range of academic concentrations from marine biology to anthropology, political science, arts, humanities, and social sciences. And we're true believers in the power of our core curriculum. Not just the classic social science, humanities, math divisions, or those building blocks, but we also believe in integrating global citizenship, environmental, international, and ethics and global values into your core concentration. So every student here will do an internship or a study abroad. Every student takes 3 team-taught seminars offered by 2 faculty members from different disciplines. So you might get a biologist and an artist who help you explore Audubon's nature, or an economist and a bioethicist take you through the economics of the healthcare system, or a political scientist and a historian, in my case, with a colleague, will take you through a course on immigration and the American dream. So if you come here, you're going to take 3 courses like that, and those are baked into the cake of our curriculum because the world's problems don't come in neat disciplinary packages, and we want you to be able to think critically and address those problems from different viewpoints. As you can see, we have a full list of concentrations to choose from neuroscience to art, from pre-meds to philosophy, to environmental studies, to American studies. And we also have a new concentration in data analytics that just started this year. I'm sure a lot of you out there already have college credits through AP and IB and dual enrollment and ACE. So for us, it only makes sense as well to offer you an accelerated pathway into some of FAU's master's programs. So if you graduate from the Wilkes Honors College in good academic standing and you get a 500 or better on the GMAT, you're automatically guaranteed admission into FAU's MBA program. We have a similar program with the College of Education and with an accelerated BA in nursing, a BS in nursing. We also have new pathways into math and the College of Engineering and Computer Science, 2+2 and 4+1 programs. So there really are huge opportunities for you here at the Wilkes Honors College to not just get your undergraduate degree, but also move to an accelerated master's degree program. Our faculty here is award-winning and they love to teach. Because our class sizes are small, you're going to get to know your faculty members and they will get to know you. We currently have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And I'm going to let Dr. Maldonado tell you a little bit more about what that means in terms of your academic advising, your access to research opportunities and other co-curricular activities here on campus.
Thank you. Yes, your academic advisor will be a faculty member here at the Honors College. When it comes time to apply for jobs or graduate school, you will be far ahead of the competition for the letters of recommendation that you'll receive from our faculty, advising for how to apply to these programs and also experience in conducting research. Our faculty will also be your thesis advisors, mentoring you through an independently researched thesis project during your senior year. With Scripps and Max Planck right next door and the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute to our north, we are unique in the world. There is no other college or university that has something like this. More than 70 of our current students are interning at these organizations and getting firsthand research experiences in neuroscience, cancer research, and marine biology. We are also part of the only Max Planck program in the world for honors undergraduates. The program has started just about 2 years ago, and students are taking classes with Max Planck faculty, as well as conducting research in their labs. This means that undergraduate research opportunities here at Wilkes Honors College are truly unmatched for the fields of neuroscience, biology, biochemistry, and marine biology. Our students also publish their work in peer-reviewed academic journals, along with their faculty members. Right now, more than 80 peer-reviewed articles have been published or co-published by Honors College students. Most faculty would be jealous of that publication record over their entire career. And each year, our students participate in our scholarly and creative research symposium, presenting their work to their peers and a public audience. The symposium includes displays by our students in visual arts, talk by our students in economics, history, political science, and anthropology. There is also a poster session from students from across all disciplines. This is because the opportunities at Wilkes Honors College reach far beyond STEM disciplines. Our students take part in award-winning diplomacy programs and moot court. Our 2019 delegation that went to the National Model UN won first prize for distinguished delegation. We offer concentrations in international studies, American studies, medical humanities, and law and society, among many others. Approximately 40% of our students are in disciplines outside of the natural sciences, providing a well-rounded student body prepared to tackle interdisciplinary classes and real-world problems. As part of that training, we offer study abroad programs led by our faculty in Spain, Guatemala, London, and elsewhere, but with FAU-led trips to Japan, Italy, France, and many other places. Every student either studies abroad or completes an internship.
Our students are also very engaged with the local community. We offer a social entrepreneurship program where you can take your business idea and bring it to the next level by writing a business plan and competing for up to $10,000 in startup funding. While you're a student here, you get to start your business and do that. We firmly believe in doing good while doing well and pursuing the triple bottom line of people, planet, and profit. A number of our students have gone on to develop their own businesses and nonprofit organizations, winning grant funding and startup from the Tech Runway in Boca Raton, as well as from private foundations and donors. Lauren Koff and Christina Rodriguez, as you see pictured here, founded an organization called Mind and Melody, and they use music therapy for individuals with Alzheimer's, dementia, and other neurological disorders. And we've had a number of other students go on and found a variety of different kinds of businesses and nonprofits. We also have a community engagement scholarship program. This is designed to help you make ends meet while you're also giving back to the community. So what happens is you intern with the local community or nonprofit. It could be whatever your interest area is: homelessness, food insecurity, educational access, special needs, medical services. And in turn, you receive scholarship funding to support you in that internship. Our students are really trailblazers here at the Wilkes Honors College, and they've developed a culture of innovation and collaboration and inclusiveness on this campus. You're going to get to know your classmates, and they're going to be your friends for life. We're really a community here, and we're a community of high achievers. We know because our graduates are extremely successful. 70% of them go on to graduate or professional programs around the country. Many find jobs with businesses, nonprofit, and government sectors here in South Florida. So when you graduate, we'll send you off with a mug from the Honors College. And the deal is you have to send us one back from wherever you land for graduate school or your job beyond. So you can see, I'm not sure if you can catch the full screen of the places where people have gone out there, but it's pretty impressive. And just to give you an abbreviated list where some of our graduates have landed, we placed our students into Harvard Medical School, Cleveland Clinic, Vanderbilt, and others. Our law students have gone on to Georgetown, BU, George Mason, and our graduate students have gone to Yale, Cornell, MIT, Michigan, and Berkeley. With more than 1,000 graduates now, you can also start to see the places where they land jobs. And really, it's tomorrow's leaders are here getting trained at the Honors College today. So I'm thrilled so many of you are planning to join us in that endeavor. I just want to mention a few graduates who are particularly close to my heart. Jocelyn Skolnick, she was a political science concentrator, and she went on to become the executive director of a major nonprofit organization called El Sol, Jupiter's Neighborhood Resource Center. Erica Young got her PhD after leaving the Honors College, and she's now a staff scientist over at Scripps. Michael Metzner was a art and pre-med here at the Honors College. He's now a general surgery resident and a medical advisor for ABC's Grey's Anatomy. Morgan Cable was a chem concentrator, and she's now a PhD scientist in NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And David Holtz, who was a physics major, co-founded something called Leap Motion, a virtual reality device that the company just sold for $30 million in May of 2019. So I encourage you to go on the website, check out our alumni profiles page, and read about some of these amazing people and what they're doing. We're really proud of our graduates. They're academics, they're authors, they're artists, they're teachers, they're business analysts, they're therapists. Some work for the State Department, for Fortune 500 countries and companies and nonprofit organizations. So we really encourage you to go out there and take a look at those folks.
So if you are a high achiever, looking for a challenge, interested in our many scholarship opportunities, the Wilkes Honors College could be a choice for you. There is really nothing else like it in the world. The state's top-rated public honors college, as part of its fastest improving university, sharing a campus with not just one, but number 1 and 2 biomedical research institutions in the world. We are also a diverse community. Approximately 25% of our students are first in their families to attend college. And of our students, 35% of them do come from underrepresented minority groups. We provide an affordable path to a top-tier education. And there are so many new exciting things happening on our campus this year. This year, we are currently in building mode. To meet growing student demand, we just broke ground on a new state-of-the-art neuroscience building. The new building will have both research and instructional space. The facility is expected to add about 100 internship or lab experience opportunities for our students, and will house the FAU Brain Institute. We are also building a brand new 165-bed residence hall. Construction just got underway this month. The building will include a fitness center, community kitchens, and rooftop patio to complement our 2 existing residence halls, giving us a total of 435 beds on our campus. We are selective, and we are always looking for students who are leaders. We like to see at a 4.0 plus Florida GPA, an ACT over 27, and an SAT in the upper 1200 range for our applicants. We are also on the Common App, so applying is easy.
And we really want to thank you for joining us all here remotely. We hope that we answered some of your questions, but we really look forward to answering more. So we're going to turn off this PowerPoint and turn it back to Joelle to see what questions you've sent us via the chat and to talk to you individually about it. Thanks so much, everybody. 20 years of impacting lives here at the Harriet L. Wilkes Honors College, and we're just getting started.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Steganga. Thank you, Dr. Maldonado. And yes, we do have a couple of questions that the group has been sending. So thank you for doing that. Some of you have sent them directly to me, which is fantastic. And some of you have added them to the chat. Either way, it's fine. Just keep them coming. So I'll start. Emily wanted to get a sense on seminars taken. Not sure, Emily, perhaps you were referring to a thesis, perhaps. No, I saw most of them were for freshman year. So asking about seminars, seminar style courses.
Sorry, Joella, you dropped out on
Yeah,
the
I missed the
question.
question.
What kind of courses is the question about?
Okay, so the question was about seminars taken. Not sure if she's maybe referring to the thesis or perhaps just seminar style courses. So maybe if you can address both.
Sure. A lot of our courses are run as a seminar style. In other words, they may meet once or just twice a week, and you have a significant amount of reading that you're doing, and then you're discussing those readings or films or other kinds of material with the faculty. And so you will have 16 to 24 sort of in a class like that. And if that's what you're meaning by seminar, we have a lot of classes that run that way.
I'll
If
just
it's, sure, go
I'll
ahead,
just add,
Monica.
yeah, I'll just add that there is a freshman seminar called the Honors Forum that's required of all of our incoming students. And there you'll learn a lot about every faculty member within the Honors College through this seminar style presentation.
Wonderful, thank you.
Mhm.
Another questions. If you could please tell us a little more about internships in non-science related areas.
Of course, I can do that. So could we ask the student perhaps to follow up after I give my answer as to what they are interested in studying? Whoever asked that question, please answer that in the chat room and I'll respond specifically to that area of study. But yeah, a lot of our students that are not in the sciences conduct internships in a lot of different forms. And I'm here to help assist in that identification of what kind of internship opportunity you need. That's one of the programs I help lead here at the Honors College. But for example, some of our students that are interested in going to law school, they are concentrating in what we call our law and society concentration. And those students traditionally do an internship in a congressional office, either be it a local congressional office or a national one. And we do have connections with national programs in DC where our students can do internships there. But we also have non-traditional types of internships that students do. One example that I talk about a lot is a student who was an amateur boxer. That was their background before they even became an honors college student. And he was a law and society concentrator. And in addition to the traditional internship, he decided to do a second internship where he interned with the Florida Boxing Commission. And he patrolled around the state of Florida, monitoring rules and regulations that needed to be followed for boxing matches. And he ended up conducting his thesis on the rules and regulations at the state level and what they should look like possibly at the national level, and asking questions on in his thesis for that. So one of the great things about internships of all disciplines is that a lot of the experiences that you gain are not only for future careers, but also help students in guiding them in choosing what form of thesis that they would want to do in their senior year.
Wonderful, thank you.
Joelle, I'm going to follow up on the seminar question because I see there was a clarification.
Okay.
That the student was asking about team taught courses.
Perfect.
And for the specific one that I mentioned, not every one of those courses is offered every semester. We usually have 7 or 8 of those courses offered in any given semester, and they rotate through a variety of topics. So if you look at what's available for this fall, you'll see a course on the economic and history of the Soviet Union, the social entrepreneurship course, and a few others that are up there for this fall.
Wonderful, thank you. Another question. We have a student that is interested in becoming a translator and noticed the Spanish pathway. So wondering what other availability there may be for other languages. She specifically asked about French, perhaps, continuing from her work in high school.
Absolutely. So here at the college, we have full-time faculty in both French and in Spanish. If you're interested in another language, we generally have you take those. So if you, let's say you want to do Arabic or Japanese or Chinese, those are offered in Boca, and we have students who take those courses there. But if you're interested in Spanish or French, we have your full-time faculty here to take you through that.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. A few questions regarding the fitness center and the timing for that building, as well as the neuroscience building.
The dorm will be up in fall of 21, and we'll have its fitness center running then. What we currently do is students get a membership at a local fitness center. There's not one here locally on campus. In the neuroscience building, groundbreaking is happening on that as well. And I don't have an exact timeline on when that's going to be up, but they're certainly hoping to get in there in 21 as well.
I'll just add that currently we do not have a fitness center on campus, but the one that students have memberships for, like Dr. Stigenga mentioned, is across the street, so not too far away. And that membership is free and part of your tuition and fees that you pay. But within a year, when the new residence hall is up, there will be one on campus. What students do have on campus are 2 recreation fields. One of them is a regulated level soccer field, and a lot of sports equipment, and there's tennis courts, a basketball court, etc. So there's things to do outside as well as far as fitness, in addition to that fitness center membership.
Wonderful, thank you. So for students interested in speech, as well as perhaps a debate team, any possibility for them to be engaged in that area?
We really have 2 opportunities for that. One is moot court. Dr. Mark Tunick, another political scientist, runs a moot court program where the students go and compete and debate and argue cases. And the other is the Model United Nations, the diplomacy program, the Leon Charney diplomacy program run by Dr. Jeffrey Morton. That program, as we noted, has won over 30 awards in the few years that it's been running. Dr. Morton is renowned for that program. We do not offer courses, specific courses beyond those 2 in speech. We don't have a communications major in the college.
Thank you, Dr. Stegenga. We have some students actually received 2 questions regarding study abroad opportunities and maybe as specific as tuition cost for those study abroad programs.
So it varies program to program. 3 times I ran a study abroad in Guatemala. That program averaged about $3,000 to go. That included full meals 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, sorry. You live with a family. And it included the Spanish language and culture classes that you take in Guatemala, as well as the trips that we took around the country to various immigrant sending communities. The program in Spain, I believe, is in the $3,500 range. Generally, we try to keep them as affordable as possible, and whenever possible, offer scholarships to help students to afford their study abroad programs.
Wonderful, thank you. And if I may, a quick follow-up, can an internship and a study abroad be done? And I'm assuming maybe the question was, can perhaps an internship be abroad? So I guess I'll ask 2 questions. Can they be done abroad, and can a student do both an internship and a study abroad?
Absolutely. So majority of students do choose the internship route. And if the opportunity arises, a student can do an internship abroad. That has been done many a times. One example that I have is actually an alum from the Honors College who did her concentration, did her major in biology, was interested in zoology. She ended up purchasing and is now running and maintaining a zoo in New Zealand. And so a number of our students that also have the similar interests have now been hosted by our alum of the Honors College and done their internship at a zoo in New Zealand. So that's just one example off the top of my head of our students doing internships abroad. And as far as a student being able to accomplish both, study abroad and an internship, absolutely. With the help of your faculty advisor, we just negotiate that and have that conversation, and we can definitely fit it into a student's curriculum here.
Thank you. So questions keep coming in, so keep sending those. We appreciate it. Do we have plans for campus attendance for the fall? And I would imagine we are maybe alluding to COVID-19 on that particular question.
Yes, we are planning to be here in the fall. Of course, we're also taking contingency measures in case we are not able to be open in the fall. And even the possibility there may be some opening with social distancing, so classes would be spread out and you would only have a small number of students in any one given class, and the rest would be remote. So we're trying to look into all 3 of those options to move forward, but our intention and our plan at this point is to be open in the fall depending on what the rest of the university ultimately, and of course what happens with social distancing at that point come that time.
Wonderful, thank you. Um, we had a, let's see. Alrighty, so how many credits on average will need to be completed at the main campus for most majors?
For most majors, you don't have to complete many on the main campus at all. The majors where you have to definitely take classes on the main campus would be business. There's going to be 4 classes that are all offered online that you can take. Your accounting classes, your management classes, and your finance. Others are the 2+2 programs. So you basically do your core requirements here for some of those engineering and computer science courses, like your physics and your math, and your core. And then you would move into, in the second 2 years, the College of Engineering there. Or if you're doing a 4+1, you would take most of your courses here, add a few courses there that are necessary for the MA, and then transfer into the MA program in your 5th year. But for most majors, you take 100% of your courses here.
Wonderful. I have received a couple of questions regarding housing, so I will provide a quick update, just very briefly, but really encouraging students to join us, especially admitted students, to join us on Friday's session from 1 to 1:45, where we'll take a deeper dive as it relates to next steps. However, something very, very important that some of you have been asking, and it's in regards to the May 1st deadline as it relates to housing. And the answer there is yes, that is a pretty solid deadline. So please, please, please don't wait. If you haven't already submitted your deposit and you're planning on joining us, don't wait until then, because then it becomes a 2-step transaction in terms of submitting your deposit and committing, which opens up some next tasks, I guess for lack of better words, and housing being one of them. So I'll put that out there. Thank you, Carla, on your note on the 20 years, and congratulations on your acceptance. All righty, so Hannah, is it possible to major and minor in a certain concentration, or are there blended classes the only option?
I can answer that. So absolutely, you can both do a concentration and add any minor to that. You can even double concentrate. And what a lot of our students have found that once deciding on adding the minor, they do want to continue with that double concentration. And ever so often, we do have that rare student that triple concentrates. So absolutely, you can definitely combine disciplines. The only thing I would point out is that when you do double concentrate or double major, the requirement may be that you have to do 2 theses, but with negotiation, again, with the faculty, a lot of faculty merge those 2 disciplines into 1 thesis for the student. So yeah, absolutely.
Great. So, a student that wants to study veterinary, let's see, we saw a vet track, but it might have been on the FAU website. Any thoughts on some of those students that are considering perhaps 2-2 pathways, and especially for someone that wants to be a vet?
Absolutely. So we have students that concentrate in biology, and they get a very well-rounded curriculum to prepare them for veterinary school. And we do have a number of our students that get into veterinary school after getting a major in biology. And their internships, again, it enriches that experience. So I can think of right now a current student who's a senior and he's applying to veterinary school right now. And he did his internships at Bush Wildlife, which is a local conservatory group that's here in Jupiter. And he's been, acting there for at least, I think he's been working there for at least 3 or 4 years, the entire time that he's been here. So that opportunity of having the internship, which is associated to a university, really opens doors for students to get into organizations and institutes that otherwise they probably wouldn't have been able to volunteer at for such a long period of time. And then again, that really strengthens the student's application when applying to veterinary school or any other professional school that the student's interested in.
Alrighty, so scholarship opportunities, and especially there was a question about, I guess, the LAG, the Caribbean Student Scholarship.
Do you want to address that, Joel, or do you want me to?
Sure, you go ahead, Dean.
Okay. Yeah, for students from Latin America and the Caribbean, there is a scholarship program that when we give you up to $500 in scholarship funding, you are allowed to have in-state tuition costs, which is essentially like a tuition waiver. So it's a major benefit from students from those areas.
Wonderful, thank you. When will we need to register for fall classes?
Again, that's a
I got
question. That's a question that you're going to address more on Friday, but we'll be doing remote advising with students over the summer. So once you are graduated, we do have 2 summer SOAR sessions scheduled right now, but we will also be trying to get many of you advised electronically and remotely in the event that those are not able to happen in person.
All righty. Also, for some of you that are asking maybe about the experience as it relates to early classes versus late classes and so on, please know that on Friday, we're also going to have a student participating on that session. So those will be great questions that you want to hear the student's perspective. So students that are interested in pursuing research in the future, can you maybe briefly share once again Scripps and Max Planck? I know we had some folks joining us later. What are some of those availabilities like?
Absolutely. So students that are interested in joining a research lab at any of these research institutes really first start a discussion with me. And I like to advise the student about how to go about joining a lab. First is doing your research and identifying what your top choices of a research lab would be. At Scripps, there's over 64 research labs. At Max Planck, there's about 7 to 10. And here, even within FAU, we have very strong researchers that are conducting a research program here within FAU. And so that's another population of opportunity. And once you've made your priority choice, I guide students on drafting a professional email, and I helped with them to polish off the resume and CV. And then once they gain that internship opportunity at a research lab, the opportunity is there to really dive into some really interesting questions that are being answered by these researchers. And if you're there for long enough and you're lucky enough to get some valuable data, and publishing with these faculty is, I've seen it done so many times. I myself was a researcher, and as an undergraduate student, I was in a lab for 5 years. And I didn't get a publication from undergrad. I didn't publish until I was a graduate student. But here at the Honors College, I see students at an undergraduate level publishing in these top-notch journals with these faculty. So the opportunity is there. Just come and talk to me.
Thank you. We've had a couple of questions regarding students interested in science, specifically to marine science, and I'll just add a 2 sort of related question, but students interested in marine science and also students interested in the engineering 2-2 and 4-1 track.
We have a number of faculty in the marine sciences, and one of the big benefits is that we're the closest place at FAU to the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute. And so a lot of our students have historically taken classes up there as well that are kind of hands-on classes and lab classes. So we do have a great marine science program, and Dr. John Moore is one of the faculty members who've been here for 19 years now running in that program, and we've just hired 2 new faculty members, Andia Chavez and Tracy Mincer, in the marine sciences.
Thank you. So just as a heads up to everyone, I've asked one of my colleagues in the office to start responding to some of the questions from the bottom up on the chat to make sure that those don't go unanswered, because I love how active this group has been. So thank you for that. Availability of, let's see, last question. Okay, so there's a question about how similar, when we're thinking about concentrations as opposed to majors, what exactly does that mean, and where's the value of going that route?
Yeah, so concentrations are essentially majors. It's just that because we're part of a larger university and there's different colleges in the university, they call things majors, and we would have to have ours be exactly like theirs if we called it a major. So ours are called concentrations. And you can minor in one and major in another, as Dr. Maldonado pointed out, or you can you can actually, we have some students who come with so many credits that they choose to do 2 concentrations at the same time. So they may be a medical student doing a biology or a neuro concentration, but they're really interested in language. So they'll do Spanish language as well, either as a minor or as a second concentration.
Wonderful. There's been a couple of questions about visiting campus. Um, Obviously, with COVID-19 and the current situation, we've had to cancel tours. However, we are working on providing a virtual experience, for lack of better words, a campus tour that will be hopefully loading up to the website in the upcoming days. So please continue to monitor that, and we'll make sure to share that message with all of our students once that's live. Dean Steganga, there was a question about the size of the campus. So with the expectation of growth, what are some of the things happening, 20th anniversary planning, and how is that affecting the group of students that are just joining now?
Right. So our strategic plan, we're right now a little under 500 students, and our strategic plan is to grow up to 800 to 1,000. That's our goal. Now, when the new dorm is built, there'll be over 400 beds, and that means that not every single student can live all 4 years on campus. That's why we have the 2-year on-campus housing requirement. And that's really that's a healthy size for the college to be here on campus. Don't confuse, you may see some places people talking about the campus versus the college, right? The campus is larger than just the college. There's a presence of the College of Science here. There's a large presence of the College of Education. Jupiter's Lifelong Learning is here. So when you see total number of students, it may include all of those. When I'm saying our students, Honors College students, we're talking about 800 to 1,000 is our growth plan.
Wonderful. So if I were to do a double concentration, are there some classes that we would have to take twice? The student was overlooking the required coursework and noticed that there's some classes that have notes saying they cannot be doubled in order to meet the other core requirements. So maybe expand on the requirements in terms of the thesis and any other requirements that would apply to students.
Sure. That point is saying that you can't double count the same course too many times, right? So if you took one course and it counts for, let's say, neuro, and you're also concentrating in chemistry, if you wanted to combine those 2 things, there's only a certain number of courses that can count for both. You would have to continue to take other courses on top of those to finish both of those concentrations.
Perfect. So we have a couple more minutes. I want to make sure that all the questions are being answered. We've had questions about jobs on campus, which again, some of those we're going to be addressing on Friday. But is there a difference between the Honors College and the University Honors Program?
Yeah, there is a difference. The University Honors Program has a completely different curriculum, and it only exists for the first 2 years. Our program is all 4 years with all honors courses throughout those 4 years here with an all honors faculty. So that's the big difference. And the honors program is located in Boca Raton on that campus, and we're located here in Jupiter.
Wonderful, thank you. Let's see, some students are asking if we're going to be able to print out these chats at the end of the call. That's a great question, Ruben. I believe we do have access to all of the, yes, we do. We should have access to the transcript, and we'll take a look at some of the questions that perhaps are not being addressed and make sure that they're either covered on Friday or that we connect with all of you respectively. There were questions about Cambridge classes, and I'm guessing Cambridge, IB, APs, any of the examinations that have been unfortunately canceled as a result of COVID-19. Will this change the acceptance of credits / diploma? So I might be able to answer that question and tell you, as part of the state university system, we will be receiving some of those guidelines from the SUS, as we call them internally. So stay tuned for some of that communication that should be brought for all of the schools that form the SUS. Mhm.
I can add, I just want to add just one thing about that. What we traditionally do also when we advise students in the summer for fall courses, we ask students to provide us with a list of what they expect to receive college credit on, so that we can advise what fall courses to take based on that. And again, because we're in an unusual time, that may shift just a bit, but hopefully we'll get guidance like Joel just mentioned, so that we can move forward on this. But we traditionally all ask students to provide what they expect to get college credit on, and that way we can guide you as efficiently as possible for your fall courses.
Students are wondering about tutoring. Is there available tutoring? How much does it cost?
Absolutely. So what we found to be more challenging courses, something, for example, like organic chemistry. What the Honors College does is that we do hire students who have previously not just taken the course, but succeeded in it, received a very high grade in it. And we hire them to be tutors. So it's a free service for all students to attend these tutoring sessions. And our tutors hold their sessions in the library in a designated area on regular set hours that students can gain access to that service. Yep.
And we have them for chemistry, biology, math, economics, Spanish, French, and wherever the demand is high enough.
Yeah.
All righty, wonderful. Thank you. So let's save room for two more questions. I know we promoted until 1:45. I want to be mindful of people's times, but a lot of questions about housing again. So if I may, just for one quick second, remind the group, Friday session takes place at 1 o'clock. The link, if at least maybe if you can drop the link on the chat room, I would appreciate it. So admitted students can log in and hear some of those questions. And are there non-honor students who take classes on the Wilkes campus? So maybe there's a distinction there between the campus again for the group.
Yes, there are students on this campus who are not honors students, but they will not generally, other than a few cross-listed courses, those students will be taking their own courses. A lot of them are education courses, and they're students who are working professionals, and they take their courses largely in the evenings. So there are some College of Science students. So you may, for example, take a psychology class that has some College of Science students and some Honors College students in it, but that's only a tiny portion, maybe 5% or less of all of your courses.
Alrighty, wonderful. Well, once again, I would like to say thank you for spending time with us, and specifically to the two of you. Oh, there's Housley. To the two of you, Dr. Stegenga and Dr. Maldonado, thank you for your time and for sharing some words of wisdom with our group. Reminding everyone to join us on Friday, admitted students. And on that note, we will once again review the questions, make sure that if we haven't provided an answer, that we follow up with an email notification, since we have those on the registration. So if you'd like to say a few words before we depart, otherwise.
Just congratulations to all of you on being accepted. We're thrilled, and we really look forward to seeing you here in the fall.
Extremely look forward to seeing everybody this fall.
Hopefully not on a screen.
Stop.
That's right. All righty. Well, thank you guys for your questions. Thank you for spending time with us, Dr. Maldonado, Dr. Stegenga, and we look forward to seeing all of our admitted students on Friday's session. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Great. Bye, everyone.